Hi guys, Kaze here. Welcome back. We're back with more Destiny's Princess, a war story, a love story with Hanbei Takenaka. And we're on chapter 7, Born on Judgment Day. So let's find out what happens, because let's see, last time we saw him get a bit jealous of Kotaro, and maybe, just maybe, he has feelings for us, I hope. Some sort of feeling. Other than let me play with my toy type feeling. Alright, let's find out, guys. Let's go. Still can't read that. After crying until all my tears had run out, I slept well that night, apparently exhausted. Thinking back, for the past several days, I had spent every single night in Hanabi's room. I had hardly gotten any sleep. It was natural. I would have been tired. Oh, Princess, your eyes are so red. The handmaiden patted my eyes with a wet cloth. I'm so sorry. You must really feel awful to have cried this much. But I don't feel bad at all. After crying myself out, my spirits had lifted. My head felt much calmer and clearer than before. That's good to hear. But still, if someone was mean to you, I'd like to go give them a piece of my mind. Thank you. I might take you up on that someday. Excuse me. A page appeared outside my open door. Princess, Lord Nobunaga requests your presence. Huh? What on earth could he want to see me for? This was the first time he had ever asked for me like this since he had become my father. After almost accidentally calling him by name, I quickly stopped and corrected myself. Father, it's me. You wanted to see me? Yes, come in. When I walked into the room, all the head generals had already gathered inside. This was really bright for once. I walked into the middle of the room. What is it that you wanted? Am I in trouble? What happened? Not a moment after staring intently at my face, Nobunaga burst into laughter. What's so funny? I have been over here, but Hanabi, her eyes so red. Well, the great father I have, right? Huh? Nobunaga's overcome with laughter so hard he had to wipe away tears. I heard about your many long nights together. I know you're both young, but still, I'm impressed. Finally catching on to what he was talking about, my entire body burned with mortification. He was making fun of Hanabi and me sleeping together. He was mocking me. His fake daughter, but daughter nonetheless, in front of all these important men. I'm not saying anything. You're rude. No matter what I said, it would surely only make things worse. When I agreed to Hanabi's proposition, I had been thinking about this country and its people. But what would saying that now accomplished? It would only sound like an excuse. I was so mortified. I was so ashamed. I would have happily slit my own throat on the spot. God. Vassals looked out, some covering their mouths, others trying not to hide their laughter. I didn't see Kotaro there. Masamune was silent and expressionless, but looked uncomfortable. Yukimura stood up, visibly furious. Father? What kind of father would... If I may interrupt. Until then, Hanabi sat utterly expressionless, but now he spoke up. I'd like to take advantage of this opportunity to make an announcement to you all. His cool voice is clear and bold. Oh, what could it be? Do tell us. I'm aware there are rumors being spread about the nature of Kaze and Mai's relationship, but they're all false. Nobunaga's lips curled into a smirk. What's that now? Are you saying that you haven't been intimate with the princess? That will become obvious enough whenever she gets married. Yet I'm in your room every night and people are going to talk. It's called rumors. Do you not know that, Hanabi? Her body remains pure. The entire room erupted with murmurs. Unable to speak, I simply looked at Hanabi. Wait to see what happens. Stop. Just shush. You are not helping. Hanabi. Without thinking, I shouted out. What Hanabi was saying was in one way true, but in one way also false. That my body was pure was one assertion, but even I couldn't make. It's okay, princess. I didn't tell anyone the reason why I've been asking you to come to my room. Because of the misunderstanding stemming from that, I must explain the truth to everyone now. Hanabi. Hanabi looked at me with a smile, only his eyes were more seriously telling me to keep quiet. Oh, so you have another reason for summoning the princess to your room all those late nights. Well then, Hanabi, please do tell us just what are the two of you doing? The princess has been tending to my sickness. All night long? Yes. She's been dedicatedly nursing me back to health, rubbing my back, brewing medicine. Hanabi's tone was gentle. Before I realized it, he was smiling. It was an honest, genuine smile, the same one I had seen when we left the castle together. I've always been fussy. I don't like being touched by strangers. I also didn't want anyone else to find out how sick I was. Even though she's no longer my fiancée, I don't mind her touch or her knowing. I've recently gotten worse, and so I've been relying on her kindness. But because of that, the vile rumors have been spread about her. Not wanting to let it go on like this, I have taken this chance to tell you all the truth. Hanabi deeply bowed his head. I realize I have displeased you, my lord. I apologize for sullying the princess's good name. Hanabi. Unable to comprehend what was happening, I looked up stunned. I see. Smiling, Nobunaga snapped his fan shut. That's enough. In light of the princess' sacrifice, you are forgiven. I were weary of this conversation. More importantly, what is this announcement you had? It must be rather poor to have gathered us all like this, I presume. Yes, sir. I may have identified the source of the demons. What? Well, this is different. He at least made it this far. The vassals shot to their feet. I see. You refer to the person or creature guiding their attacks. For a long time, I wondered about these demons, dwellers of the underworld. I wonder why the person's so intent on causing ill specifically to this country of ours. Yukimura looked thoughtful. Good point. If they're attacking at random, other countries should have been affected too. Right, but only this country and the neighboring castles right on the border. Precisely. It is much too focused an effort for unintelligent creatures. Therefore, they must be acting on someone else's orders. The vassals murmured, grew more excited. Nobunaga's eyes gleamed. So there's someone directing their actions. Yes, but I couldn't think of anyone in the area with that much malice for us at the moment. Then I had an idea, but Hanabi paused and looked at me. Princess, would you sing the song from last night for us? Oh, okay. Oh god, I suck at the song. I so suck. I took a deep breath and started to sing out for everyone in the room to hear. This probably sounds wonderful in Japanese, but in English, it doesn't really sound that great. What a terrifying sight demon creatures be, 6 horns on their head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The lord of the castle lunges with his sword, snickers, snack, strikes the horrid demons dead. Though he strikes the demon's castle seeking justice done, Rukaku Takayori is already dead. He sits so still, eyes open wide, face frozen stiff, a terrifying sight. At that point, Hanabi put up a hand to stop me. I've heard tale about the Rukaku Takayori in that song often practice sorcery. An air of confusion surrounded all the vassals. It's true. That's often said, but Hanabi, the Rukaku clan, has long since been defeated. So what? Demons are creatures of hell. Again, the room grew loud with murmurs. Cutting off the uproar, Nobunaga sharply barked out his order. Continue. If someone may manipulate these demons of hell, they may not be of this world themselves. Putting that together with someone who held ill will towards his country, Nobunaga's eyes sparkled excitedly. Rukaku Takayori. Yes. The land around the neighboring castle that was destroyed was originally Rukaku territory. When our army defeated Rukaku, we divided their land and gave some in thanks for support. So, in other words, land where the castle stood originally belonged to Rikaku Takayori. Right. So, just us in that castle being attacked makes sense, considering Rikaku's motivation. Precisely, Yukimura. And what's more, Takayori arouses a store Buddhist meditation. Takayori practiced a store Buddhist meditation. So, the one in the song, who died seated and eyes open, may refer to him dying during prayer. He died during prayer? Last night, after hearing the song, I did some research of the castle books. I found a book saying that, in fact, his corpse remains within Rikaku Kenoi Castle. Out of fear for the extraordinary sight, he was never touched, fated to perish with the castle. And furthermore, Kotaro? Hanabi looked up and shouted. Oh, okay. Kotaro? Right. Last night, on Hanabi's orders, I followed the demons. They roved about during the day, but they increased in number even more by night, which means we can assume that they returned to some kind of roost to sleep during the day. Interesting. Where did they go? To Rikaku Kenoi Castle. After that, Kotaro's presence vanished. The room fell into complete silence. Then, all at once, chattering voices erupted. But how will we fight a dead man in hell? If he has God's divine protection, but we don't have a chance. If that's all true, there is a way. Like I said, it may be Rikaku Takayori who summoned the demons. If it was him, his corpse should be inside the ruins of Kenoi Castle. It is said that fire is a purifying agent. If we cremate his dead body, then the demons may also disappear. This time, the silence was long. The eyes of everyone present were riveted on Hanabi. That's a difficult thing to say, for certain. Masamune spoke up boldly. Perhaps, but I don't think we have any other choice. Not against the enemy who's a dead man in hell. For a moment, Nobunaga flicked his fan open and closed. Then, after loudly snapping it shut, he pointed the fan at Hanabi. Hanabi, come up with a strategy within the next few days. We'll head out for Kenoi Castle. Hanabi gave a deep nod. Yes, sir. Understood. When the meeting adjourned, the faces of the vassals flinging out were bright with excitement. We might be able to take out all the demons at once. The thought naturally enticed anticipation. I'm so ready to show them what we've got. But Yukimura, try not to run off too far ahead. Yukimura and Masamune had left. The next thing I knew, only Hanabi and I were left in the room. When did Nobunaga leave? And now awkwardness proceeds. It was kind of awkward. We remained hesitantly seated, neither of us looking at the other, nor wanting to leave. Hanabi had saved me from the vassal's derision. I wondered, what had changed? Why don't we just ask the man? Hanabi, what you said back there? Princess, we both started to speak at the same time. Then, we both simultaneously fell quiet. You can go first. No, please, you go ahead. Actually, I didn't have anything important to say. I only wanted to ask why he protected me. Mine wasn't important either. We can never get anywhere like this. What were you going to say just now? Please, you can go first. I just wanted to say that from tonight on, I won't be asking for you anymore. Huh? Hanabi looked away, trying not to meet my eyes. It may have been my imagination, but it looked like he was blushing. You mean, you don't want me anymore? Yes, no, not that. I mean, yes, but... He's so blushing. Look at his little blushing cheeks. Hanabi summoned up his words for a while, and then the silence returned. As I waited for his reply, the next voice I heard was, in fact, Nobunaga's. Did you really think you'd fool me with that excuse? Both of us glanced with surprise at the sudden voice. Father, what are you doing here? Weren't you the first one to leave? I forgot this and came back to get it. He picked up something from the floor. Your fan? I glanced at Nobunaga. You could have just sent a page to get it for you. Oh, don't be like that. I want to work with the two of you alone. Nobunaga turned toward us and pointed with the fan, caring for him while he was sick. Ha! If only that were the only reason. You may not have crossed that final line, but it's obvious you two have been intimate. Not only stared at Nobunaga. Nobunaga smirked and then pointed the fan at me. Princess, I'm surprised at you, carrying on a tryst with someone you've only just met. If I knew you were that easy, I would have gone after you myself first. At first, Nobunaga's words didn't register within my brain. The same seemed to be true for Hanabi. Did you say someone she only just met? Hanabi leaned forward, his eyes wide with surprise. Why, yes, I did. Is there a problem? Why did you say that? My voice was shaky with shock. Good question. Why did I say it? Nobunaga his mouth with his fan, his eyes smiling. Then he shut the fan and slapped it on the palm of his hand. Don't tell me you don't know yet, Hanabi. If not, why don't I let you know the real way we came here? Huh? Would you like to know? I may, in fact, be much more knowledgeable about all this than even the princess. Hanabi stared blinkingly at Nobunaga. His profile was as severe as a warrior engaged in battle. Then he curtly spoke. I don't need your help. What's that? You don't want to know? No, I'd be lying if I said I didn't. But when I do, I want to hear everything from Kaze. Hanabi slowly stood, turned to me, and held out his hand. Princess, please, tell me everything. I was hesitant to find out. I'd regret having lived this world too much. But if there's a chance I could learn the truth and still stay, I'd like to know. And I want to hear it from you more than anyone else. Oh, you're so sweet. What gave you the change of heart all of a sudden? My God, this is like a 180 for you. 360? 180. Whatever. You switched. Hanabi looked at me with a bold gaze. His voice was just as strong. His eyes were clear and cool. No hint of the dark shadows are present when he tormented me. All right, Hanabi. I'll tell you everything. Time had come. Well then, perhaps we could go to my room, and all of a sudden Hanabi's smile disappeared. His eyes flew open and his hand covered his mouth. Hanabi? Hanabi, what is it? Nobunaga too frowned and started to walk over toward us. I peered at his face and then gasped. Between Hanabi's pale white fingers trailed droplets of blood. Hanabi! Even as I screamed, Hanabi fell to the floor with a thud before my very eyes. No! No, you don't do that. Just getting good. You don't do that crap to us. Well, we'll find out what happens to Hanabi. I mean, kind of know, considering how many chapters we went through all this. But still, I wonder how this ending ends. Ugh. Well, anyway, I'll see you guys in the next chapter. See you in chapter 8. Don't forget, you can vote on My Secret Pets, on who we're doing first in there, alright? I'll leave a link somewhere up there, and a card. And yeah, just click the video, watch it, and yeah, let me know what you think. You don't get to meet anyone, really. So, yeah. You see them, but they don't do much. Anyway, rambling. Bye!